Q4 is here. What will I be doing differently? What will you guys be doing differently? Stay tuned so we can discuss.
Welcome to the Reseller Niche Podcast, a show for e-commerce buyers and sellers where we investigate unique items being bought and sold and show you how research equals knowledge equals profit.
Welcome back, guys. So, I know this year has been very different from past years. Kind of different to deal with, especially with COVID kind of changing the game completely. So I wanted to discuss a few things I'll be doing in my business, and we could possibly do to prepare for Q4 and see it actually if there's anything different or, from past years, or are we just doing a lot of the same stuff. So personally, the very first thing I've been doing is organizing, getting things prepared in order to, hopefully be ready for that rush. First things, like I said, I think I posted on Instagram, new supplies. For me personally, I've noticed that if you order supplies from anywhere other than even eBay, actually, in November, December, there's a huge delay. And actually this whole year, there's been a delay. So I made sure that I've ordered, my eBay coupon. I used that a couple of days back. And then on top of that, I order other boxes too. I use Uline, and actually I should be looking around and seeing what's local. One thing I like to do is look within driving distance and find any local box companies or packaging companies. And a lot of times, even like big tech companies or any big industrial type companies, manufacturing companies, they throw out a lot of boxes, and sometimes they'll put an ad out saying something, come and pick up X, Y, and Z boxes or filler, or I know we don't really use packing peanuts anymore, but any other kind of packaging materials. So one thing you could do is look and see if you're in your area on a free cycle, the free section on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace for supplies, because a lot of companies are switching, like Walmart's already done a couple weeks back, switched from Q3 to Q4 merchandise. They're getting rid of the summer stuff, bringing in the fall, winter stuff. So you can pick up free packaging supplies, material, whatever. So obviously I've done my eBay ordering, USPS ordering. I've done that. I was completely out of regional A boxes, and I don't find much in my local post office at all, just like medium flat rates and that kind of stuff. And then another thing I like to order this type of year, make sure is that they're running well, are my printers. I use a Zebra. It's an old ZP450. I'm looking at it right now, actually. And I have two of them. I have the second one only because the first one I have really looks like somebody drove over it. Like the front plastic part is like hanging off, but it works great. So I'm not going to touch it until it just completely dies. Maybe that's dumb, but I don't know. It works great for me, and I can use that for pretty much anything. And I have another brother printer also. So labels for me are something I have to order early. I used to get them free from a supplier that I knew. Now I get them kind of randomly all over the place. Sometimes I find them at Goodwill. Sometimes I used to have a UPS rep that was a good friend. He would always just give them to me. So you can get labels all the time. I'd recommend whatever printer you use, have the labels overly stocked right now, because I don't know if they're going to be hard to find in a couple months. So that's another thing I'm doing. I talked about what I was doing organization-wise with the inventory with my office before. That's still ongoing. I should finish it up this week. I'm about halfway done with both, organizing my inventory, and reorganizing the office. With my office, all I'm waiting for is a new backdrop. I've got a reversible one, pretty standard one ordered. and then a kind of a half mannequin type thing that's coming hopefully this week, if not early next week. And I'm gonna just have that set up here. So I'm gonna have two different picture areas: a small picture area, a large picture area, and actually a third kind of picture area by my inventory in the garage. But I really don't like that because I don't get as much natural light there, and the lights that I have are good, but they're not great. It's still, to me, kind of a yellow light, and I prefer that kind of bright white. Like in the rooms that I have now, luckily I have a lot of natural light. So anyways, one thing I found when I was organizing the new inventory is I've been going back and trying to see what I had listed, what wasn't listed. I found a ton of stuff. I don't even know how much. It's basically a new death pile worth of old stuff that was listed on eBay that no longer is. I'd say 99% of it I still have the pictures for. Some of it's so old that I don't, or the pictures are just not great, and I need to redo them. And so that's like a whole new set of inventory. I got this whole giant tub, mainly clothing, some other stuff too, but I have to go through, and actually it's kind of good because some of it's started to sell because I thought it was listed and it wasn't. So I'd recommend, if you can, going through and finding out. Like I had a couple of things that were incorrect quantities as well. I don't know how that happened. It's like quantity of 5 when I had one of them. That would have been bad if that went through. So if you can go through your inventory right now, when I'm thinking a little bit slower than it will be in 30, 60 days. When we're right in the heart of Q4. So that will be a good thing for you to do. So it's kind of like a pseudo death pile that I have. It's kind of half. I'd say pseudo only because I have a lot of pictures. So that's going to save me a lot of time. But another thing, I think I talked about this before, is donating. If you wait till December to donate, one, you're going to be busy. Two, a lot of places, they're jam-packed. They're already on limited time frames anyway. My local Goodwill is only... I think they take donations 11 to 3 Monday through Friday only. And there's like this, it's like a drive-through thing. So they have a backup usually between, if you get there after 1, it's backed up. So you're sitting there for 20, 30 minutes just to drop off your stuff. They take pretty much anything, but it's a waste of time. So donate whatever you want to donate now. And then you don't have to worry about that later. It's going to save you some time and some mental space, as people like to say, because I'm really good at hoarding stuff. I'm getting a little bit better, but I hold on to stuff way, way too much. So if I can, free up some space, I can, use that for a new inventory, especially since I've got quite a bit of it coming in. So I've been pretty good about donating the last week to 10 days. I've got at least 10 bags of random stuff that went out. So that's been good for me. Kind of on a side note, one thing I've been doing since I was already going through inventories, I actually went through all of our closets in the entire house. Mine, my kids. My wife's actually pretty good about this already. She usually doesn't have stuff that she doesn't want to keep. But me and the kids had quite a bit of stuff, and not only clothing, but we had I had an old Sony TV that I tried to sell right before COVID, and it's a green screen TV. It sold, and it never got picked up, basically. So that, and plus some old monitors. I've been cleaning out my own personal closets as well. So just in case, I don't know if I'm going to need this room. Hopefully not, but you never know. Hopefully it'll be crazy, crazy Q4. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. So moving away from from donating, sourcing is what I've been looking at next. I've been doing a lot more for Q4. I've been doing a lot more OA, online arbitrage. especially through Facebook Marketplace and eBay. And usually around this time of year, I'm kind of stuck on hard goods. I don't pick up any clothing, maybe some jackets like a winter weather wear, but I don't usually. I'm kind of changing that this year. I'm kind of trying to keep an open mind, but stay within my, basic categories without going out too far. So that way I'm just adding to a category rather than starting a brand new thing in the middle of Q4. So I'm branching out in the sense of not forcing myself to only get hard goods. A lot of times I'll just stick with toys, electronics, video games, that type of stuff right now, and just pump in Amazon FBA or shipments and eBay shipments, or store stuff for eBay. But this year I'm doing a lot of sourcing in general. I'm kind of looking for a lot of local sales, a lot of eBay online sales. What I've been doing with eBay, which I think I talked about before, is I'm finding larger lots. And if I don't find a lot that's very large, I'll look through the person's eBay account, and then I'll look to see if they have, because a lot of times they'll have multiple small lots, and I'll see if I can group those together, send them an email, say, hey, you know what, would you take X, Y, and Z for this lot? Sometimes it will help on the shipping, especially if they're, who knows where. And then also I can maybe establish something with this person. I've done that a couple of times this year already with different people. And it worked out well because that tiny lot turns into a slightly bigger lot. And so you're not just buying one off here, one off there. You're kind of grouping everything up and saving your time, and you can list more at one time. That's kind of the goal. I'm also looking to increase most of what's going to Amazon. I've kind of slacked with Amazon only because March, April, it was really, really hard to send in anything. I'm picking up, though. I've sent in a lot more shipments recently. And I've got a lot more to pack, actually. That's just kind of been sitting around for a while. That all needs to go in. And one thing, actually going back to eBay, is one thing, the way I do searches on eBay for larger lots, if possible, is within my zip code. I'll just do a 50 to 100 mile radius search, and then I'll do the same thing, look for bigger lots, wholesale lots, whatever the category is, I'll go looking for that. Mainly for me, it's clothing, video games, and toys. I'd recommend that for you. If you can search, especially if they're bigger, heavier lots that somebody doesn't really want to ship, if you can search, take advantage of your local area, expand the search to 100 miles. It doesn't always have to, you don't have to drive that far a lot of times, but it helps to have a big search, and then see if you can pick up those lots that nobody else wants to pay to ship, or that maybe the seller doesn't even want to ship them. So that's hopefully something that will help. Amazon Prime Day, they announced that a while back, actually, October 13th and 14th. I'm not really stocked for that, to be honest, this year at all. I've got some stuff in there, but nothing like previous years. It's kind of random. Usually, what is it, in July? And it's October now. So it's like 2 weeks before Halloween, but I guess I don't know what Halloween's going to look like this year. So, what does it say? Prime Day is back with epic deals on top brands exclusively for Prime members. Deals in electronics, fashion, home, and kitchen. Fast, free delivery with Prime. So, whatever, sounds like the same stuff from before, but they're going to be, I don't know, this Prime Day is going to look a little weird, but what I'm focusing on is Q4 in general, so I'm just sending in shipments. I'm not going to go overboard for Prime Day. I'm not a private label seller, so I don't have a specific item that I'm looking to push. So I'm just looking to have as many shipments as I can have in the warehouses by November-ish, mid-November-ish. And then I'll kind of go from there. And then also I'm doing a lot of merchant fulfilled. I've been doing that since COVID started in March. So I think I'll be good with that this year. I don't think I'm going to have any restrictions on that. So that's a good thing, I guess. get your merchant fulfilled shipments in, so you're not restricted on, toy sales or whatever in Q4. So what am I doing differently with all that babble there? Not that much, other than I'm not restricting myself to not get clothing and only get hard goods. And I am continuing to source both locally and on my way throughout Q4 for clothing and for other things I usually didn't pick up. And I have no idea what the next few months is going to look like. I think November, December, January are going to be crazy months. I'm not, in the back of my mind, I'm always a bit of a pessimist. I'm wondering, has there been a dilution because people have been buying more online stuff in the last couple of months? Are they going to be less apt to buy right now? Is Christmas not going to be as, much of a bang as it usually is? If I'm realistic, I don't think so. I think there's going to be a steady increase, and then, end of November, December, January, it's going to be gangbusters, I think. So anyways, that's what I think. I just want to be prepared for whatever happens. And, things have been going well. So I'm going to hopefully keep things going well. But I'd love to hear what you thought. This is just kind of a thinking episode where I'm just kind of spitballing what I'll be doing. I'd like to know what you guys will be doing. Are you going to be doing anything differently, if anything, and why? Or maybe you're going on vacation. Maybe you're going to do something completely different. Maybe you're just niching down into one thing like I usually do. I'd love to hear. If you can leave us a message at our Anchor page, voice message, even send us a comment. I'd love to play it on air or wherever. So until the next one, you guys have a good one, and thanks for listening to the Reseller Niche Podcast. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to the Reseller Niche Podcast. Show notes and social media links are located at resellerniche.com. Please comment, rate, and subscribe to us on iTunes or YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.